Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, man, we're going to be talking about Palworld, which is kind of funny because my other video today is also about Palworld, but I guess it's just kind of a coincidence. There's just so many different stories going on that kind of surround Palworld to a certain extent. I think it's obviously due to the success, but I did a video today talking about how the Pokemon company finally issued a response regarding the game, you know, obviously people's reaction to that whole thing, and then now we're going to see a wildly new and different reaction. Like I've said in my other content, a lot of the criticism for Palworld so far has centered around basically like allegations of using artificial intelligence to make the game or make designs. Some people have accused them of stealing models and designs and whatnot from Pokemon, taking too much inspiration from Pokemon, but that's not what we're going to be talking about in this video. In fact, what we will be talking about is how PETA has finally decided to issue their own statement, I guess, on Palworld, because I already know, right? We were all just sitting around having a jolly old time, and we were all really just dying to know, just clamoring to know just what the kind folks at PETA had to say about this game. You know, that's the only thing I care about in life. When I'm sitting around and I'm thinking about something, I immediately come to think like, gee, I really wonder what the intelligent, rational folks at PETA have to say about this, right? Because we've covered so many of their great, you know, I guess announcements or their press releases or they're talking about certain situations. They're usually pretty idiotic, let's just call it for what it is here, but it seems like the folks over at PETA are not too happy about the game Palworld, as are a lot of people in general. But like I said, their, I guess, disdain for this game does not really revolve around the AI theft claims or the, oh, they're stealing too much from Pokemon, things like that, right? It's about the, I guess, abuse that animals in the game take, the amount of mean things that happen to them, and I guess the fact that the game does not currently have what they call a vegan guide. I don't know what that's supposed to entail per se, but they have not issued a vegan guide, and therefore PETA's got something that they would like us all to hear them say. Palworld is the most popular game in the world right now, and it's currently dominating the Steam charts in every metric. With a peak player count of over 2 million, the game's success is record-breaking. Of course, the hit survival creature collection title is not without its detractors. Palworld has been steeped in drama since its early access launch, with the developers reportedly receiving death threats over unsubstantiated claims of AI usage and plagiarism of Pokemon models. One claim that might be a little easier to back up, depending on your perspective, is that Palworld glorifies animal cruelty. The assertion has been backed by many on social media, and even animal rights nonprofit PETA has caught wind of it. So I guess the claim here is that Palworld is promoting / encouraging animal abuse, animal cruelty, whatever you say. Now, to give PETA a little bit of credit, this is probably the truest thing that they've ever said. I mean, if you've played even a basic amount of Palworld, you kind of know the whole shtick by now. The ones that you don't kill to eat are the ones that you capture, enslave, force to work around your base, force to kill other pals or help capture other pals when you're out and about. There is definitely a little bit of animal cruelty in the game. I mean, if you guys had even seen my personal playthrough with some of my friends and just the fucking labor camps that we've built on the backbones of these fucking creatures, man, it's like, it's just insane to see the productivity. I mean, that's really the cool part of it, is just watching these animals toil and just fucking work themselves to exhaustion, basically creating resources for me and providing functions for me. So I'm not really understanding what PETA's problem is here, because on one hand they're crying that the game is glorifying animal abuse. I knocked my pen over. That it's glorifying animal abuse too much, you know? Oh, well, the animals are being abused. Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe it. And then on one hand they're like, oh, we need a vegan guide for this game. We need a way for, I guess, vegans to interact with this without abusing animals or eating animals or killing animals or whatever, right? So, I mean, let's just openly say this, right? I think everybody already knows it by this point here, but PETA is only saying this, they're only making these statements or whatever because they want attention, they want clout. And I guess to a certain extent, by us all reacting to this or whatever, we're kind of giving it to them. But the problem is, these fucking idiots, they constantly have something stupid to say. And no matter whether or not, like, I ignore PETA and I'm like, oh, let's not talk about the stupid moronic shit that they say, it's still going to be an organization that constantly kills and maims animals and whatnot, right? So I feel like I say this in like every video where I talk about PETA, but the only reason I do is because of just how little known fact this actually is, right? But you constantly hear PETA crying, oh, animal abuse, this is animal abuse, that's animal abuse. And, you know, like even to the point now where they're fucking pointing at a video game that for the most part doesn't even feature real animals. They're all fictional creations and whatnot, right? I guess there's like cows and sheep and whatnot. They look kind of similar, but they're not actually like real animals. They're just fucking fictional monsters and whatnot in the game. So, but when you look at PETA in real life and you look at their track record and their history with animals, not only have they euthanized countless dogs, cats, and other pets through humane societies and whatnot, right? You know, humanely killing animals because they can't find homes for them or whatever, right? But this is the same group of people that have like gone as far as literally kidnapping children's family pets from their homes because they believe that like owning pets or whatever is wrong and that it's too cruel for animals and that they deserve their own life or whatever. PETA will constantly make statements and posture, basically trying to act like, oh, we really care. We're really here to help the issue. These folks do fucking nothing. PETA does literally nothing to actually help animals, to actually get them in a better position overall. I can't think of one time ever in my life where I've heard good news about PETA and they were really handling something that really needed to get handled. And so realistically, it's just hypocritical, right? Like, I mean, even if we're going to ignore the fact that everything they're talking about in terms of animal abuse is pixels on a screen in a fake digital world created with fake digital animals that don't exist in real life, pretty much, right? It just, to take them seriously, you have to just ignore all these years of history this organization has. And that's why, like, every time I see PETA really talk about anything and they're trying to, like, act morally righteous or like, oh, we're the good guys, we're really here to help, it just makes me kind of, like, squirm in my seat a little bit, makes me a little uncomfortable, you know, gives me a little bit of chills because obviously, like, if you're an uninformed person, right, like if you're a fucking boomer, you don't know what Palworld is, you probably don't even know what Pokemans really are, and you don't really pay attention to PETA, you hear them say shit like this and you're probably like, oh, well, holy God, man, I can't believe my little grandson Johnny might be playing an animal abuse game. And, you know, they just say stupid shit and uninformed people will probably lap it up and just, you know, eat up anything that they say because, hey, there's no way that PETA is, like, not actually pro-animal, right? There's no way these guys are actually doing bad things out there and being fucking annoying losers, right? But unfortunately, that's literally exactly what it is. That's all this group is known for. That's pretty much all that they actually do. Quote, PETA has already heard from many Palworld fans who have no interest in eating pals and want a vegan guide created for the game, a PETA spokesperson said. Quote, it's veganuary after all, and gamers want to help animals by eating vegan in their game worlds and outside. I actually genuinely feel kind of bad for vegans who aren't obnoxious losers about being vegans, because while the rest of us are eating bacon cheeseburgers and T-bone steaks and whatnot, you're sitting there eating your little fucking kale salad or your tofu or whatever, right? And you're minding your own business, living your own life. And then, unfortunately, you kind of get represented in mass by fucking morons like this, who, when it comes to advancing veganism or animal rights or whatever they claim to be so passionate and care so much about, the only time they ever quote-unquote act like activists is when they're fighting an issue that doesn't fucking matter. Like, if PETA's really about helping animals and whatnot, why are they not out, like, fucking infiltrating and breaking up all the dog fighting rings and whatnot going on around the world? You know, if PETA really cares about animals so much, instead of kidnapping children's fucking puppies from their backyard, maybe they should kidnap the Rottweilers that are forced to maul each other to death in a fucking basement of some fucking, you know, Papa John's Pizzeria or something. Of course, they're not going to go get mixed up in that danger and whatnot because, you know, saving animals and whatnot and animal ethics only matter when you can posture about it on social media and pretend to really give a fuck. But I just want to point out, too, as somebody who's played a pretty good amount of Palworld so far, you can play the game, by the way, without eating the animals. I mean, I pretty much typically don't eat the animals anyway, because personally I find them much better as slaves, and I think that that's really the way to keep them going, right? So I'll create a vegan guide for all you fucking morons out there who are losing your marbles, apparently, about Palworld letting you, I guess, have a fucking kebab or something. So basically what I do to not eat the pals in the game is I I capture the pals or whatever, and then I build berry plantations or wheat plantations, and then I just force all the animals to like farm berries instantly, or not instantly, I should say like indefinitely. And then as they constantly farm the berries, I just put like some of the berries in their feeding bowls so they have food. And then I just take the rest of the berries over to a campfire and I cook them into baked berries. And what this does is 3 things. Number 1, you don't have to eat any of the goddamn animals. If you're that big of a crybaby pussy that eating a fucking video game animal is going to make you want to commit suicide or something, you can, I guess, make berries or wheat or whatever you can grow. Number 2, this also generates XP. Now, one time, I mean this when I say it, I sat there for like 45 minutes straight talking to my friends, holding the F key on my keyboard, listening to music, and I got like 4,000 XP because I cooked like 2,300 fucking berries. And that was like a whole level up, right? So not only do you not have to eat the animals, but you make XP too. And 3, this just provides a lot of functionality for your base, keeps everybody fed and whatnot, right? So there's your fucking vegan guide to all the PETA pussies out there who can't stand to see a chick pen get fucking cooked down into a nice chicken leg, right? I don't know. It's clearly such a non-issue. I feel like everybody is just finding whatever they can at this point to fucking throw at the wall and make it stick when it comes to this game. I can understand the concerns of like, oh, I think this game is too much like Pokemon. I think they're kind of stealing the idea. I think there's a difference between like that and then just trying to find non-issues like, oh, well, you can eat the animals, you know, and trying to fucking cry about that, right? So with that being said, when it comes to Palworld, I hope PETA's watching, but I'm going to continue to enslave the animals and force them to work indefinitely and eat berries that they grow as a form of sustenance. And when they become unproductive or depressed or unable to keep up with my personal quota, typically I take them out of the rotation, replace them with a new pal who can do the job, and then I kill them, because why would I want an animal around that can't constantly toil in the field for me? So I don't know. It's one of those things, man, where people just, I feel like, are finding whatever they can to fucking cry about. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And I also just want to point out too, I'm not trying to make my whole channel like some fucking Palworld channel or something, right? So hopefully there'll be something else to talk about. But with that being said, this is Optimus, eating the animals, and signing out. And that's a wrap on this video, but a big shout out to my Optimus Nation supporters. You guys are the real MVPs here. Your support with just $10 a month unlocks a treasure trove of exclusive videos, constantly updated, archived live stream VODs, and early access to all new uploads. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.